Okay. Thank you for watching here on YouTube. Okay. Chances are you're not going to see it live as I am live recording it because you just probably won't. So, whenever you happen to see this video, thank you for watching. Now, the title says Calm, Cool, Collected, or Callous, Cunning, and Calculating. Calm, Cool, Collected versus callous, cunning, and calculating. And the reason why I want to share this as a survivor of narcissistic abuse and just toxic relationship dynamics, okay, and some of the things I've undergone through my journey, as well as going through, counseling, therapy, and just my own evolution and understanding of all this stuff, okay? So some of the things that we hear talked about a lot is reactive abuse on the journey, okay? And reactive abuse is essentially that somebody has been abused and poked so long and so hard that eventually there's an explosion. And this works in the favor of the abuser because then it's going to paint the target as the person that they've wanted people to think they are. They're the problem. They're toxic. They're volatile. They have the issues, correct? So, it's unfortunately this is a very touchy gray area because in this world we are basically trained and conditioned to believe that if someone is calm and cool and collected and they're balanced in their emotions, or they appear to be balanced in their emotions, then chances are that person is probably the more grounded, stable, healthy, sound individual, just based on the fact that there is this appearance of them being in control of their emotion, non-reactive, right? Okay. So, yes, we do need to get to the place as survivors of being non-reactive for our own health and well-being's sake because of what it does to your system when we're constantly reactive, right? And because we also know that the world is not geared in a sense of being able to see through some of those things, so you end up playing into their hand when you are reactive. Okay. But this is something that I want to bring out and highlight for the world to consider. Okay. So as you study personality disorders, okay, whether folks are on the end of the narcissism or not, but when you start to study different types of antagonistic or personality styles or disorders, you'll discover that some of them, depending, may very well have the appearance of being calm and cool and collected because you see that? And it can be a misinterpretation of what's going on. A lot of narcissists often appear to be that way, but you don't have to be a narcissist now. I'm just saying there's a misconception, and this is why we need to expand. The survivor definitely is guided to learn how to manage their emotions and come out of the reactive abuse, but that's a process that takes time. And they're guided to do that because of the effects, the rumination, and the effects on them, on their body, okay, their body, mind, and soul, for ruminating and reacting, okay? And also because it works into the narcs or the toxic abuser's favor, the more they can get us in reactive mode. But pause and see, what I am proposing for the world to do is learn how to, we got to expand a little bit. Is the abuser, the accused abuser, are they really calm, cool, and collected? Or are they callous, cunning, and calculating? If someone is callous, cunning, and calculating, this means there's a level of detachment from their emotion, okay? And this also means that they can present what I call faux emotional maturity. Faux emotional maturity. When you are disconnected from yourself, when you're disconnected from your emotion, okay, you can. This is why you see situations where people have gone to court and there's been certain things where it's like the narc, the abuser, the real issue, they're sitting there looking just as calm and together, and they're just presenting and they're just managing their emotions, and they seem to have a really strong grip on themselves. They don't. Behind the scene, they do not. Okay. And the person that may be in reactive abuse due to this long-standing assaults, they're having reactive abuse, which is, it is a part of the journey. The professionals even know it. But what's unfortunate is that the world at large, as well as the legal systems and stuff like that, aren't, or they don't take that into account. They'll just look at the person that may be in reactive abuse and going, oh my God, like maybe they are the problem. They are so unhinged. They are so unhinged. It's something wrong with them. It's an automatic assumption that I am inviting the world just to review. That's going to help many of us out there realize that, see, the more you educate yourself, the more you expand, the more you understand human behavior and personality styles and types and stuff, the more you'll be able to see deeper into something. Because what's fascinating is sometimes this thing is flipped. So the survivor will be classified as callous, cunning, and calculating due to their moments of being unhinged or their moments of having reactive abuse. And the actual abuser will be classified as calm, cool, collected, because they are detached from their feelings. Okay, and it's a part of the disorder. Okay, so isn't that interesting? Isn't it fascinating? So it's kind of like careful, 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 because sometimes this thing is flipped. But I do want to continue to encourage those of you similar to myself. Yes, it serves the survivor, the target. It definitely serves us to heal and get to the place, however long that's going to take, of not being pulled into the reactive abuse and working on being calm, cool, and collected because of the way of the world. And also for our own health, right? Your own mental space, emotional space, your body, right? It serves us to work through it. And that takes time, though. This is not something that any of you all out there should be beating up yourself about or allowing anyone to, because you know the depths of the types of abuse you have endured. Okay, because many of you is from different people. Okay, it's not a one size fit all. So you know what this has been. Okay, so it's okay. That's why I don't do victim shaming and stuff like that. It's okay. But it can work against you when you're trying to get support in the way of this world, the limitations, the legal system, and people's lack of understanding. I'm sorry, it's not meant to be insulting, but the truth of the matter is most folks do not have the depth, okay, knowledge and understanding about this kind of stuff. They're very surface and face value. So if you're all flipping out, the problem must be you. If you're angry and emotional, it must be you. The one that's seeming to be calm, they must be in the right. Not so much all the time, okay? Not so much. We need to study this stuff. They're a narc, they're a psycho, they're, They're calculating. And since they don't feel much, they feel when it comes to violations to themselves, but it's cold, it's dead. But that works for them. See, this is where their disorder works for them. That's why I say this 3D is mostly ruled and governed by toxicity, by narcs. Because that works for them. Because you can sit there, look buttoned up, huh? You can look professional and shit, whoa. You can look like you real mature. And your ass, behind closed doors, you're a fucking Jekyll. You see how that works? Because the world at large don't see the behind the closed doors. The judge ain't seeing the behind the closed doors. The lawyer ain't seeing the behind the closed doors. See, all of these programs and so forth, they're not seeing the church, they're not seeing the behind the closed doors. They're seeing that session representation. And even though they think they're doing something by getting witnesses and evaluating people in those folks' lives, they're missing significant pieces of this. Most folks that they, what they call character, they're going to say what they want them to say. So why do you think that's confirmation? Hello, your degree didn't cover that, I suppose. But anyway, I digress. So just play with that, okay? Take care of yourself out there, okay? Especially right now. A lot of clearing. Survivor, if we can focus on more of the healing and clearing and protective energies and the self-love, if we can give intention to put the bulk of the weight, our focus, so that we can get ourselves regulated and keep ourselves regulated and navigate through some of the sharks and snakes and craps, okay? That's a part of reclaiming your life. Toxic people and narcs steal your life by getting you to focus on them. Think about it.